Welcome back. Time is now 5:14. Following the latest developments out of Iran this morning, there's still no official word yet on the status of those 3 Americans believed held by Iran after apparently crossing into their country from Iraq. But Iranian media now reporting that the 3 have been arrested for illegal entry, and an investigation is underway right now. The group is believed to have been hiking along the border between Iraq and Iran in the Kurdish region there on Saturday. Iranian state television says the situation is being used as a propaganda tool against the Islamic Republic. That's their view this morning. Meanwhile, diplomats have been trying to learn more about the details coming out of this, but we're going to keep an eye on it, and we'll let you know if and when we get any developments this morning. All right, from here, we're going to go to our next story here. New details, as a matter of fact, and this time coming out of Oakland, the Oakland Police Department. This, of course, is that, that situation that happened on Saturday when we had an Oakland police officer shoot dead, basically, a suspect. There's surveillance video now showing the man was shot and killed as he was holding the hatchet over his head. And these are some of the pictures of that hatchet, at least you saw up there at the beginning of the video. This, of course, some of the crime scene footage. Police say Brownie Polk, that was his name, his death could have been avoided if he had listened to the officer and put down his hatchet. Police say the female officer, who's been a member of the department for some 18 months now, gave instructions to Polk, but that he did not respond, and then came towards her, and that's when she was forced to open fire. So that's some of the latest coming out of Oakland this morning. We're also following the latest with National Night Out. That's one of the headlines making news around the Bay today. It's an opportunity for residents, of course, to get out, meet their neighbors, and get together and get to know each other, basically. That's one of the ways that a lot of police say is the easiest way to fight crime, is if you know your neighbors and work together as a community. Among the things that are going to be happening today, we've got, at 6 p.m., at Ingleside Park in San Francisco, there'll be a neighborhood party, a softball game, and some safety discussions and demonstrations by the police. And in Richmond at about 3 p.m., there's going to be an opening ceremony and a community carnival at the Target Shopping Center. And then also in Oakland, we understand that Mayor Ron Dellums, in fact, and Oakland Police will be visiting neighborhood parties around the city between 7 and 9. So you're asked to, contact your local officials for more information about events going on in your community, and you are encouraged to get out there tonight, shake some hands, and get to know the people who live around you. All right, from here, we're also updating you now on Speaker Nancy Pelosi, as a matter of fact. She's going to be hosting a roundtable discussion today at San Francisco General Hospital at the Trauma Center. It'll be happening at about 10:30 or so this morning. She'll be meeting with doctors and healthcare officials. The roundtable discussion, we understand, will focus on health insurance reform, and will be followed by a news conference. So we'll let you know what we learned coming out of that. All right, at 5:17, we also want to get an update on the forecast this morning, and for that, let's head over to the Weather Department. Drew Harmon standing by with a look at your Tuesday outlook. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, James. Once again this morning, we're looking at a case of fog in the morning into the early afternoon. We'll start to see temperatures start to increase as we head into early next week. Right now, let's get a check on traffic and say good morning to George Rask.
Thank you, Drew, and good morning to you. Pleasure to see you there at the weather board. All right, and at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, still a light and easy ride for your westbound trip. James?
All right, George, thank you much. 5:21 is the time. We'll take another break here, be back with more in just a couple of minutes, so stay with us. The KRON 4 Morning News. We'll be right back. And we are back. The time now 5:24. A quick look here at your 7-day forecast. And, it's going to be cool, unseasonably cool, as it has been for the past few days. We're only looking at about the mid-80s inland, low 70s along the bay, around the bay and along the coast, upper 50s. And look at the trend here across the next 7 days. We don't really get much warmer than that. In fact, we get cooler. By Thursday, we're down into the 70s inland. 60s around the bay, 50s along the coast. It's going to be a chilly one out there, so bring a jacket if you're going to be along the coast or around the bay today. All right, now for a quick update on some wildfires that we're following around the state. More than 1,100 firefighters in California have responded to a series of lightning-sparked fires that have threatened several homes in rural Shasta County. In fact, we just got word this morning that Marin County firefighters have just been mobilized, so they're on their way as well. Fire officials say 41 separate fires have consumed about 1,200 acres or so. And it's only about 12% or 10% contained this morning. These are some of the images that have come into our newsroom here showing you some of the destruction out there. Authorities lifted an evacuation order yesterday. Firefighters were able to clear some of the vegetation around homes there in the Big Eddy Estates and Sam Wolfen Springs area, which is a rural area about 160 miles north of Sacramento. Fire officials will likely face strong winds today. The gusts will be up there, temperatures as well, up in the 90s. That's never good. Crews are also fighting blazes in Lassen and Tuolumne counties. And take a look at this. A brush fire charred 2 acres in North Hollywood yesterday evening, sending thick clouds of black smoke high into the air. You can see it here, those flames high as well. Authorities said firefighters were able to put the fire out in less than an hour, but the fire did do some damage here. It was contained to an area next to the transition road off the freeway, so traffic wasn't impacted. It slowed just for people watching what was going on, but no lanes were closed. All right, 5:26 the time. We'll take another break here, but we'll be back with more in a minute. At 5:30, a full check of weather and traffic. And as we go, a live picture here from Cape Canaveral, Florida, where off on the right-hand side, you see that silhouette. That is the Space Shuttle Discovery on its way to the launch pad there on the left side of the screen. It's about 3 miles between the vehicle assembly building and the launch pad. And just to give you an idea how slow the shuttle is moving, it's going to take 6 hours to cover 3 miles. They are very careful there at NASA. We'll be right back.